What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on Spider-Man 4. So as we know, Tom Holland did officially confirm Spider-Man 4 is in the works. He's doing a competition where you can actually win a prize to go to London, visit the set, have a bunch of money. So we know Spider-Man 4 is officially in pre-production and will start shooting this coming summer. Not a lot is known about this movie. There has been multiple rumors about the movie, about how the Venom Last Dance was going to set up KNULL, the god of the symbiote from Clintar, and there was going to be some crazy storyline with a bunch of symbiotes, with Venom reappearing and KNULL appearing in Spider-Man 4. But now, all of a sudden, these so-called scoopers didn't know anything, but now all of a sudden we have a new plot synopsis for roughly what it's going to be about, and a massive casting grid that's come out that basically debunks everything we knew about a multiversal storyline. To be fair, these new rumors do seem pretty reliable and somewhat legit and very interesting. So, yo, what is freaking good, YouTube? Voice you here. If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss another Marvel, DC, KNULL, Multiverse, pop culture-based content that I try to deliver on a daily basis. If you could subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and let me know, what do you actually think about the most recent rumors that we're about to go over? Also, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful face, and also check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. Right, let's get into it. So it's worth saying that it's not really being confirmed, but it has kind of been confirmed because she addressed it in an interview that Sadie Sink was like, yo, I'm not playing Jean Grey, who everyone seems to think she was playing. So there's been a rumor out for the longest time ever that Sadie Sink is playing the villain of this movie. That's not actually true. A lot of people seem to think she's going to be an alternate reality version of MJ on Battleworld, which could become Spider Island. She also could become Gwen Stacy. She could become frickin' anyone. We don't actually know who she really is, but it's interesting. Speculation, accumulation, rumors run the internet. She could be anyone. Harriet Osborn, Felicity Hardy, Black Cat. So, her character is described, she will be sharp, free-spirited woman who is strong-willed, intelligent, not easily intimidated, and will have a mystery past. Still unknown what her name is, so she could be playing literally anyone. Now, there was rumors a while back that, and if you watched Spider-Man No Way Home, no one knows who Spider-Man is, so a full new cast, well, the most recent cast grid information that came out implies there will be a complete new supporting cast, but as far as we know, Zendaya is still in the movie. So it's going to be interesting because Spider-Man 4 takes place post Avengers Doomsday. So this alternate reality Spider Island-esque movie that a lot of people are regurgitating seems to be somewhat legit. So the information going around about what the movie's actually going to be about reads like this. Spider-Man 4 will loosely be based on the 2011-2015 Spider Island. Film is looking to cast a new friend group for Peter, including Harry Osborn, Charlie Cooper, Lily Hollister, Shang-Chi, and Mr. Negative are set to appear. Now, the reason I'm a bit suspicious, and I think this information is a little bit sus, is because this information came out after it was public knowledge that Avengers Doomsday would happen in the timeline before Spider-Man 4. But had this information came out before that it was going to be set on Spider Island, it just seems that people are jumping to the conclusion that Avengers Doomsday is going to end with everyone being in some kind of alternate reality battle world, and there being like a bunch of different islands or places within battle world, which would make sense. So everyone's screaming Spider Island and making out they know every single comic book arc for the last 50 years. Realistically don't. So Spider Island was a major crossover event which happened many years ago, which revolved mainly around Spider-Man, his supporting cast, and New York-based heroes and villains. The Jackals remember him from the Clone Saga, created a serum and a virus that gave hundreds of people Spider-Man-like powers. Chaos ensued. So the points of interest in this storyline are kind of interesting. They were able to use anti-venom to come up with a cure and use Dr. Ock's technology to administer the antidote, thus planting the seeds for superior Spider-Man. The psychic blind spot created by Brand New Day storyline is gone, so people can figure out who Spider-Man is now. Interesting. Prior to this event, Spider-Man lost his Spidey sense in an accident. The Spider Island event marks when he gets back his Spidey sense, and they could tie that into this movie with him actually realizing that the Doctor Doom that is going to be playing the good face because he's got the same face as Iron Man could be bad, and that's how they could tie it in. There's a lot of mystery stuff surrounding spider spirits, reminiscent of others, and is a direct follow-up to the death of Ben Reilly and the Craven family story arc, but it gets super convoluted to include the stuff. So that's essentially a little part of what Spider Island essentially is. It's a pretty big arc. So ever since this came out, people seem to think the villain for said movie is actually going to be like a female, is going to be the Spider Queen, which it's interesting because her powers, she seems to be pretty omnipotent powerful. The Queen was the mastermind behind the infestation of spider powers, planning to turn everyone into spiders so that she can bend them to her will. Approaching the jackals, she provided him with a tissue sample taken from the husk left behind after Peter Parker had molted. Using this, the jackals were able to engineer a virus that connected those infected to the web of life, granting them powers identical to those of the Spider-Man, eventually transforming them into men spiders of giant spiders, whilst allowing the Queen to control them using her powers. Somewhere before Spider Island, she fought against Rose with the Jackal's help, turned into like a monstrous Spider King. So what does that mean? It means she's freaking so overpowered that it actually could be believable and could be a really interesting storyline. Now, I know exactly how the internet would erupt. Oh my God, they're going woke. There's a female villain. There's a female villain. So that is who people think the villain of this arc could be. Now, the fact it says Shang-Chi appears in this movie, that's interesting because we know the director also of this movie was a director of Shang-Chi, and we know Shang-Chi, you know, with his 10 rings, is supposed to play a pinnacle part. So if Shang-Chi's going to turn up, that would be interesting. You know me, I don't really like the Shang-Chi movies. So it sounds like they're setting it up to have Norman Osborn and Harry Osborn. Marvel Studios is reportedly casting the following people. Male, early 20s, described as a useful young man. Male, 30 to 50, any ethnicity, described as a no-nonsense authority figure who uses the world in black and white, loyal, determined, and willing to cross the lines to maintain order. Well, that could actually be Punisher. Could also be the Osborns. Now, we know that this could be an alternate reality made by Battleworld or some variant of that. So, are they literally just going to be copying like Tobey Maguire's and Andrew Garfield's version of, you know, the universe? But people have wanted Harry and Norman Osborn for the longest time ever. So if this is true, then I likely do believe it, because allegedly they are doing a new trilogy, so they would need a complete new supporting cast. So Marvel Studios is also, and this is meant to be like the villain, female 30 to 50, any ethnicity, a powerful imposing figure, seeking an actress with a strong commanding screen presence and depth. That's not CD Sync, that's not her. So Spider Queen would make sense, but it literally could be anyone. Could be Silver Stable, could be, you know, Black Cat, but I can't really see Black Cat being a villain that Spider-Man's gonna be able to depower. Also, I think Sable is not really that powerful. I think Spider Queen would make a lot of sense. Now, I don't know if these rumors and alleged leaks from so-called scoopers are true, but the Spider Island storyline would be interesting. Bringing in Norman Osborn and Harry Osborn would be pretty cool. Rumors do suggest that Sadie Sink is actually going to be Spider-Gwen, which also would be even better. Obviously, it could be anyone, but in order for them to do a grounded storyline whilst also having it multiverse-based, is having it on Spider Island takes care of that. Having some kind of Spider Island based on Battleworld could bring it in, then all you have to do to bring the multiverse factors in is bring Doctor Doom in at some point, or bring someone from Doctor Doom's, you know, followers team in right for a post-credit scene. And if he does lose his Spidey sense, that is how you could tie it. Oh, you know, it's Tony Stark's face, but he's a bad guy, but I don't know he's a bad guy. But when he gets his Spider sense back, he figures out he is a bad guy. So it is interesting what they're doing, allegedly, with this movie. Like I say, casting grids, they're not really hard to get access to. That is why I find it hard to believe Scoopers, because they literally get most of their info from casting grids and talking to people that do test screenings. I'm no scooper, but let's be honest, lads, if you really want to get hold of this information, it's not hard. I don't understand why people have to hide casting grid info. A lot of people can get access to casting grid. It's not my place to say where. Oh my God, does Warstu work in British film and industry? I don't know. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. Warstu's a character. I can't answer that question for you. But Spider-Man 4 would sound pretty interesting. If this leaked information is true, could Shang-Chi be in the movie to mentor Peter Parker? Who knows? We don't know. But sticking in Shang-Chi, who would be in the new Avengers at some point because of the 10 rings, because I can't see him completely scrapping the importance of the 10 rings and the importance of Miss Marvel's bangles. Those two storylines have to still make sense, because the Russos did come out and say whatever's set up in the multiverse still has to make sense for Avengers 5 and Avengers 6 and Spider-Man 4 and Doctor Strange 3 and Thor 5 and whatever else is coming along. So Shang-Chi and Kamala Khan storyline, that's still going to have to be pretty damn important. So like always, guys, let us know what you think. And obviously, lads, don't take what I say too serious. I use satire, I use sarcasm. It's it's a gig. What I do here, people who are used to the channel will know that. So be interesting if they are bringing in Gwen Stacy, Harry Osborn, Norman Osborn, Spidey Queen does sound pretty cool. I really hope that Sadie Sink is playing some variation of Spider-Gwen and maybe bring Black Cat in. Bring them all in! Just do Spider-Man PS4, Spider-Man PS5, and then this movie will bang. It's like always, guys, I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch ya later.